Let's go find the sword. But it's kind of sealed in the water. Alias notes. Books to read. I told a lie, just like Lovia did, and just like my sister did. I said no when Mr. Solovey asked me if I felt any hate. It's a white lie, I think. But how can I put the hatred in my heart into words? How would someone as kind and sincere as he is ever understand such horrifying malice? No, I cannot think this way, and no one needs to know. Mr. Solovey does not need to be troubled with such trivial things. No one is obliged to bear the weight of another's suffering, which they have not experienced. And even if I truly were willing to listen, and even if his kindness were to move him to tears, what would it change? I would only end up bringing needless pain to another tender heart. In the past, the present and the future, I crossed the countless threads of fate that Lavia once let me glimpse by mistake. The only one who shed tears for the misfortunes of another are kind souls who ought to be smiling instead. And since the sublunary sphere has always been one where good is repaid with cruelty, the least I could do is spare him a sorrow that does him no good. Now, that's really sad. Once upon a time I despised lies, yet now I find myself speaking them with keen intent. Maybe the of the past dozen years or so has been punished for this very moment. But that does not matter anymore, for the noble lady of Salt, Hestia or something like that. Yeah, that was a cruel fate. Killed by her own believers. And she didn't even resist. Okay, don't think about sad stuff. You don't want to start crying now. From the noble lady of the Salt to the science of Gurabach's genie. There has been plenty of instances where the innocent have suffered the gravest of punishments, let alone a sinner as steeped in sin or darkness as I am. If the silvery white thread has already found its way around my neck, I will as well bear the weight of still more unforgivable sins by myself, so that the children who remain untainted may be spared. Well, she did the right thing, maybe for the wrong reasons, or the wrong thing for the right reasons. But there was a good intent behind it all. What was born of the frost moon must return to it. All the walls, towers, fortresses, and temples must be torn down, save for the great pillar raised here by the Dragonborn. That is, the sacred sanctuary where our ancestors found refuge. Prolonged isolation and seclusion serve only to nourish fleeting ambitions and hollow delusions. Let it be reverence for nature, kindness towards outlanders, and those virtues in which none believe, and not the pride of the dead, which sets our threads apart from theirs. Only then will there never again be another Lavia, or another me. Decades from now, a new moon goddess will be born. Oh, the irony of it. Lavia's long and desperate quest was, in the end, for nothing. Even if had borne the sacred hieroglyph as foretold, and not the man who abducted my sister. The one who should have been our sovereign would only have created even greater chaos in Snezhnaya. The birth of the new moon had nothing to do with anything she said. She could not even foresee the coming of that maiden. Nor did she know that the Holy Throne was never truly been broken. I do not know if I will live to see that moment, for my own threat is hidden from my sight. But I pray that I will not. Those tainted by sin do not deserve to witness the moon's pure light. In any case, people must come to believe that the new moon takes the light only in kindness, friendship and mutual aid, that no other prayer or sacrifice will ever please our goddess. This is what they must believe, because if they do not, then no matter how noble their ideal, it will only wither and fade into the filth that lies beneath the moon. So that was yet another lie. The thread of the gods are too bright for me to follow, and I cannot see where she is headed. But at the very least, the Frost Moon signs who have been redeemed by her name, Lovia, I think, must ensure that the power of choice remains hers alone. No one should ever seek repayment or reward from her, and she must never be molded into the perfect deity others wish her to become. Orkutor, daughter of the Frost Moon, maiden of the new moon, may she one day behold the dreams of true happiness, and may the Frost Moon never forgive my sins, for I have cursed her name more times than I can count. Wow. Letter. And that's significantly shorter, and written by Soloway. Dear Miss Aila, I am truly sorry that I was unable to stop Miss Alia in that moment, yet it was through her noble sacrifice that we ultimately thwarted Roadbank and prevented the loss of countless lives. Now I finally understand why she pretended to be my close companion. I hope to speak with you about this in greater detail when next we meet, though perhaps by then you will already know more than I do about this. I shall not presume to judge, nor shall I attempt to alter your opinion on her. What I ask, if nothing else, that you allow me to honor Miss Alia's final wishes by sharing her words with you. I ask that I render all possible support to you, which I surely will. You are my benefactor after all, and that I relay this only as she spoke it. She hoped that you would go on to live a life of happiness and freedom. Yeah, about that. As for the arrow of Terpikeranos, I think that's the one we used as a bullet. You mentioned in your last letter, if it truly holds the power to dispel the pitch black calamity, and if you are willing to share it with such selflessness, then on behalf of the people of Nutcry, please accept my deepest gratitude. Should, as you foresee, Roadbank indeed rise against from the pitch black filth, then our successors, an order I am considering naming the Lightkeepers, in honor of the flames you have kindled, will stand ready to vanquish threat once more, armed with the technology you have so generously gifted us. We can speak of the details in person whenever you are free. I understand that all too well. After Lovia's passing, the Frost Moon Science have been left with countless matters demanding your attention. So, Aila gave the bullet, the one that was supposed to be turned to a bullet to the other one. Oh well, that's more letters. Letter for Lovia, the sinful one. To the most holy and venerable Lady Lovia, I pen this letter to account for the tragic event that transpired earlier. You asked that I sent people to welcome the Holy Lady, and I did exactly as you instructed. But that poor girl, alas for her great beauty, failed to grasp the kindness behind your gesture, and seized by some terrible impulse, she took her own life on the spot. For this terrible, irreparable loss, I can offer only my prayers. I pray that your compassionate goddess may ease your sorrow and keep your noble heart from breaking, despite the weight of the grief. Regarding the sampo mill mentioned in your last letter, I am truly grateful for your openness and trust. Like you, I remain uninitiated in the true workings of the sacred relic. Yet on this matter, we are of one mind. We must find another way to rouse this ancient relic and forge a paradise, an Elysium of enduring prosperity for the people of Not Cry, especially your noble kin. From this moment on, I shall dedicate myself wholly to uncovering the secrets. Rotwang! Oh, that didn't end well. That lie within this relic. As for the remaining matters, this must be the Mad Monk. Both are trivial and complex. I hope to discuss them in greater length with you soon. Until then, I ask that you accept those modest gifts as a small token of my regard and a gesture of sympathy for the loss that has touched your household. Please know that I hold your noble character in the highest esteem, even at the court of His Majesty the Belitzar. It is rare to encounter a lady of such uncommon foresight and deep devotion to the greater God as yourself. To not mention one who so willingly places the well-being of a nation and a people above personal sentiment. Our positions, interests, and aspirations are most closely aligned. As such, I greatly look forward to our future joint endeavors. Friend and ally. So, the one killed, I think, Lovia? But who was the girl that killed herself? One, two, three. That's a bit too much. According to the teachings left by the Apostle of the Golden City, all matters must be governed by reason alone, untainted by the sentiment, for mortal tongues cannot articulate the sacred mysteries, and frail emotion will only profane the words of the ancestors. Lavia, humble handmaiden of the Frost Moons, Archpriestess since the fall of Hyperborea. Wow. Sacred hair selection. Okay, so I read everything, and I think I will just remove all the, I don't know, half an hour silent reading from this video. But I learned that the descendants of the survivors of Hyperborea intended to get rid of the superstition and wanted to keep the bloodlines pure so that sacred hair could be born. But later generations added a lot of religion to it. and superstition. So I don't think that worked as intended by the descendants. Tattered volume. This appears to just be an ordinary fairy tale, in which a kind-hearted girl makes friends with a white pigeon, after which they travel the whole world together. Some of the pages have been torn out for reasons unknown, and the ink has almost completely faded. The cover has beautiful golden words inscribed on it. Ki Kaite Zgrad Publishing House. This can't be that old, right? I feel like it's a rather recent addition to the collection.